right. I think we're live, and we're going to know in just a second if I got the audio right, and we'll go from there. And in fact, we do have the audio. All right, so let's see here. Hi, welcome to Fadó, an audio adventure into fantasy, folklore, and fairy tales. I'm John, your host, and thanks for dropping in. Now let's see who we have already. I think over here in the gallery, we've got, we got Jeff Chandler in the house. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? I have set up things here. Let me move my my little viewer here so I can actually see the comments a little better. I've been working on my setup a little bit so that things will be a little more I don't know, a little smoother, a little better looking. I mean, not me, just the stream. All right, so Chandler, so you didn't get to make pizza rice. Well, check this out because I did. I made 2 of these. This is a small, still warm ramekin of pizza rice that I have created in my own kitchen, and I'm gonna. There's a lot of I think there are channels devoted to people eating food and other people watching, but that's not this kind of channel. We're not doing that. Hey, Bob and Robin, it is fantastic that you are here. I am really happy that you're here. I was wondering whether you would be in a place where you could tune in. I think I'm gonna try to move this little guy over here. And in hindsight, I should put this over here where all of my stats and things are, and we'll get all this going. So I'm still very new to the whole streaming thing, but I would like to point out, because I'm very proud of this fact, this is not a Fadó banner behind me. This is a green screen. I managed to chroma key in my streaming software, and we've got an actual Fadó logo on a green screen in the background, which I'm impressed. I don't know if any of you all are impressed, but I'm impressed. Hey, Stu. All right, we got Jeff, we got Bob, we got Robin, and we got Stu. I'm excited. I'm also adjusting this cord. There we go. How do I sound? Everything okay in terms of sound? Feel free to let me know. I'm gonna be commenting as myself because I've got like an iPad right here, and I am looking at that there so I can get some sense of the delay. And if you were here for Christmas, it's always a problem. I guess everyone has the problem, but I don't. Like, I couldn't handle the delay very well because we would get onto a topic and move on past the topic, and then then I'd have to go back because I forgot about the delay. And even now, I'm talking just to fill space, waiting to see, if I sound all right, if you guys are getting things all right. But once I get some idea that the sound is good and everything, we'll chat. I'm hoping that let's see, sound is good. Mic is so this mic is super directional, and there's nothing I can do about this mic being directional. So when I go over here, it's like virtually gone, probably. But I will do my best to stay in the mic when I'm talking. It's also, if I back up pretty far, like it fades out. But this mic's sound is vastly superior to the webcam. The webcam will pick up the whole room, but it's not. It's so ringy. I'm not used to that anymore. My sound is P. Is that short for perfect? Top notch? Okay, good. Your sound is P, John. Your sound is P. Yeah, I know. I have a pop filter. But here's the problem with the pop filter is when I put the pop filter here, it's about yay big. So I have to peek over it. And I want to connect with you, the Fadorks. I want to be here face to face with the Fadorks. So we're going to have some plosives, probably. But at least, I'm not hiding behind a great big foam screen. I'm going to so that'll be one of the first things we talk about. A fantastic new thing that I ordered. But let me bring up my agenda. So it's not a fancy agenda. I just wrote down a bunch of things that I wanted to make sure that I talked about. They just look cool. Okay. Well, I've got one. Okay. Let me just let you know. So here's what happened. I was chatting with a local friend of mine. He's got a couple of podcasts that he does that are, films about lunatics. Hey, I assume this is Abby and Alan. Are you guys both there tonight? Let me know. I'm curious. If so, hi Abby and Alan. Hi Abby and or Alan. How about that? Here's where we are. I was as a local friend of mine, kind of a colleague. He works and does some of the media and marketing for my organization, and he is in charge of that kind of thing, and he has a couple of podcasts. And so he is. I'll address that in a second, Chandler. Actually, I'm about to address that. So I was chatting with him, and I was in his studio the other day. And I sat down and got to try a Rode Procaster mic. And so if you're not familiar, that Rode makes some pretty good, I would call them high-end broadcasting microphones, and like not just for podcasting, but for news and radio and things like that. So I got to try his Procaster and absolutely loved the sound of the Procaster. It was really warm, got the whole spectrum of my voice. This one does okay. This is an Electro Voice PL6. And I've been using it since about episode 5. But so I was so excited about this this microphone that he had. I went home and started doing some research, and I was gonna save up and buy the Rode Podcaster, which is the USB version, pretty much of the same microphone. And I got on Facebook Marketplace and just Googled it to see what was out there. And there's a guy in Pittsburgh who is selling the exact mic I'm looking for, used in like new condition for less than half the price. And so I went ahead and bought that. It's on its way, hasn't arrived yet, but pretty excited about it. So after that shows up, then I'll probably have a whole dramatic reveal. I may do half an episode in the PL6 and then switch over to the Rode and just see how it goes. Let's see what comments we have here. Hello from Brother. Hi guys. I'm glad you made it. And yes, I also love Electro Voice. This microphone has been very good, and it's probably not going anywhere. But since it's just me usually recording, the USB is going to simplify my setup a bit. I've got a little 2-track mixer and things. I'm by no means a professional sound person. So I look forward to different conversations with people who are, and so my friend Brad is he's a Rode fan, and he sold me on and it sounded so good. I can't wait. But yes, Electro Voice there's an Electro Voice that I forget what it was, like an RE20 or something like that I was also looking at. But I think it's even a little more expensive than the Rode. But anyway, I'm really excited about it, and I think I said that about 12 times so far. But yeah, so let's see. Enjoy their cast. What is this? Enjoy their cast as well. Jeff, you're saying you enjoy the Lunatics? Have you listened to the Lunatics? I bet you have listened to the Lunatics. Abby and Alan, Jeff in the chat here is, he may be my first patron. He's been following along since the beginning, and and we are IRL friends. Full disclosure, we are IRL friends, but Chandler is my most loyal and excited fan, Fadork, if you will. And let's see, and now Stu, you were right after Chandler, so you've been here the whole time as well. Chandler and Stu, two very good real life friends. We haven't gotten to see each other since forever. And I can't wait to get back in person and do some of that. They're I've told you about it. They're True Dungeon guys. We met through True Dungeon, and yeah, they're top brass at True Dungeon. A couple of really important fellas. Alan says that RE20 is overrated. Okay, well, see, that's good advice. And see, here's the thing, Alan. I know we haven't gotten a chance to chat face to face, and I know soon we'll get a chance to. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on podcasting mics and what works and what doesn't. Because like you being a sound person like yourself, I would love to know your perspective on it too. Let's see, who else do we have? I'm looking at. I was trying to find all the stats. There's so many stats, and I don't know how to stats. Okay, director. Yes, Jeff is a director. One of the top level black shirts. You got a problem, Jeff can solve it. Stu has our highest charisma amongst all the black shirts, and so when we need to roll a high charisma, we send him out. He generally will get top marks. Buckle up, happy to chat. That'll be fun. So sometime, even if it's not during, like, before, during, or after this episode, we're gonna do sometime like Abby and I have done a couple of Zoom calls, and I would love to get the Pizza Rice network together for a Zoom call. Yes. Oh, so Stu, you're you're also a director. I guess you are a director. I don't know. You guys are just. I know you're more important than me, but they stick me in the back with the monsters. I was sad to find that our Gen Con plans have been canceled. True Dungeon had to pull out of Gen Con, but we will be at Gamehole Con in Madison, Wisconsin, in the fall. So I'm holding out hope. I really got to get back in that dungeon. It's driving me crazy. So anyway, welcome to the live stream, everybody. And I think we've got some people that are going to be here later. And we've got, plenty of stuff to keep us busy and entertained. Yeah, I'm super sad about Gen Con as well. I don't know the circumstances. I'm sure it was just a space thing and a timing thing and lots of stuff. I will be going to Gamehole Con. I will get to Madison, however I have to get there. Yeah, it's been too long, and I'm ready to get back into the dungeon. And I'm going to try and drag as many of these podcasting friends that I've made along with me. I don't know about getting them to Madison, but I'm going to drive it. I'm going to shoot right up there. My backdrop is actually green. I wonder, I don't know if I can turn it off. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so that's it. I've got a chroma key layer going on, so you see right, but that's it right there. Yeah, I'm impressed that I found that button fast enough. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, so I'm sure there will be time we can chat about. You'll be there? Oh, seriously? Because be careful. Okay, here's what's going to happen. You guys fly in, or however you get to Madison. I will personally give you the tour. You'll get to see the dungeon. You'll see how it works. You will be so impressed and excited that you will volunteer sometime. I'm pretty sure that I can get you and Alan excited enough to volunteer. Just saying. I've seen it happen. I don't know how many times. But that whole thing is a load of fun. It is, yes, it's a sheet. I actually bought an actual green screen sheet, so it's the right color of green. And the thing is, I don't think I know quite how to set up the chroma key settings. These are the defaults, and they work all right, but I could probably tune it better so that it actually is a little clearer. It looks a little translucent, but yeah, I think so. New TD recruits. It's going to be right down. It's going to be right down your alley because so a little a little bit of background on our lunatics here. Abby and Alan are involved in the podcast, but if you don't know, they're also involved in a film project. They do a magazine that comes out, and I happen to have right here issue 2. Which so I love this. I love this girl, by the way. I don't know who it is, but is this someone you know, or is it just like a graphic somebody did? I don't know. But anyway, it's a pretty cool picture. Yeah. How did you get me? So anyway, I played and was just hooked. And so 2009, and I've been there as many times as I could. But you guys having, shot, films and trying to do practical effects and things of that nature, like that's what we do. Like True Dungeon is all practical. With, obviously we can't do CGI. We've had a few projection screens and things like that, but all of the effects, there's like, the monsters are actually monsters, and either it's an animatronic or a person in a costume, things like that. I think you guys would love it. I really do. Cool. So yeah. So when I first discovered Lunatics, I saw the logo and I thought, oh, that must be some sort of cartoonization of the host. And I found out later that, of course, was not true. I now know what the two of you look like. So, yeah. But it is. It's really a cool logo. I think it really gives it that that classic. And I mean this in like the most complimentary way. It's that classic B-movie horror poster. Like it looks like one of those, and I love that stuff myself. When I'm around, it's fairly yeah. Chandler tends to make the practical impractical, but he's so good at it. So I don't know who saw this and who didn't, but this is my pizza rice. I'm gonna take a bite of it because it's killing me. It smells so good. Hang on a minute. So here's the problem that is universal to pizza rice. Okay, it thickens very quickly. Rice being a very starchy sort of food, but we have. Okay, so have a look there. So I got just white rice, and there's chopped up pepperoni and different spices and a blend of cheeses. It's going to be fantastic. I figured that's where you were coming from. After I found out you guys were film buffs, I was all into it. I'm going to watch Mortal pretty soon for the film club. I watched the first 15 minutes, but I want Michelle to be in on it, so I'm going to not chew in your ears the whole night. So the keychains. I sent out some keychains to some patrons fairly recently. The experience. So no, this is better than my last batch because I got the seasoning a little better. The the salt is the right level. The sauce is where it should be, so it's got more flavor. The pepperoni on top, very crispy. There, as I said earlier, there are channels of people that just eat for people, and they make lots of money. I'm sure. Like they're very popular. They probably get ads and stuff. But yeah, it's very tasty. Yeah, the first 15 minutes of Mortal was awesome. I was really excited about it. And I had seen Troll Hunter before, and so I love the tone of that. It's a similar setting. Really, it makes me think of it. But I like that stuff very much. And I'm a fan of lower budgets because I think lower budgets, like this is my own personal view, but I think that limitation breeds creativity. And so I like the difference between early George Lucas and late George Lucas is like he can get whatever he wants later, and so he does whatever he wants, and it's not as good a movie in my opinion. But early George Lucas, he had to fight and scrimp and scrape for everything that he got, and it made the movie better. I think that's my personal opinion. You can take it to the bank. It's worth. Yeah, it's not worth much. So, Yeah, the pizza rice is awesome. I'm gonna try and restrict myself from chewing in the microphone. And oh, hey, Erica's here. Hello, Erica. Welcome. I'm glad you made it. Um, Erica, for the rest of you in the room, Erica is an old friend of mine back from our school days, but now lives in the UK, and so far across the pond and very much later than it is here. So I appreciate you being here for however long you're able to be here. Um, so why don't I? So before it gets in much later, so we're at 20 minutes. It's been about 20 minutes, but let me see here. I already did the greetings thing. The greetings we did greetings, right? Oh, I know, Erica. I dressed it up for the occasion, and we'll get to that. We'll get to this stuff. And if you missed it, this is a green screen, not a banner. I did this. It's very fancy. I'm very fancy now. So yeah, let's talk about Fadó. It's the 1 year anniversary, and this is for later when Michael and Pilar show up. I've got some Topo Chico straight out of the Southwest, and there we go. That's better. I know you guys can't smell my pizza rice breath, but it's psychological. Thanks, Erica. But anyway, where have we come in a year? So like a year ago today, the first episode dropped, and had no idea where it was going to go. And I just decided that it was going to be fun to do. Most of you were there for it, and I think I had no idea that it was going to get here, and I think the downloads have been steady. Like I haven't seen like this huge amount of growth or anything, but the best part about it is that it has been a great outlet for me to kind of keep focused on something. And in the worst parts of the pandemic last year, it was nice to be able to focus on something. I'm sure you can all relate. But along the way, I managed to meet a lot of cool people, and Abby and Alan are evidence of that. And and Bob, I don't know, is Bob still here? Bob and Robin still here? I forgot Bob and Robin popped in. Anyway, Bob and Robin, I haven't met Robin yet, but I will soon. Bob has been fantastic. Michael down in Jollyville and Pilar have been fantastic. Very quickly, that sort of happened, and I've been getting to hang out with these cool people and do cool stuff, and kind of explore storytelling. I want, and you know what else? I kind of decided at some point I would love to be able to do some of this live. And I don't mean like on a stream. I mean like it would be great. Like when I was a kid, there were a lot of storytellers. Like the library, there were 2 or 3 ladies that would, go to school events or campouts or whatever and tell stories around fires and in front of assemblies and things like that. And I think it would be fantastic to be able to do some of that based on this, and it would be fun to do that. So. Yes, Bob from the interview. Bob Don from the interview. And I don't know if he's still there, but I don't know. We've got 7 watchers right now. So it's it's been great watching this develop, and I have we're at the point where like I would love to even increase the scope of the stories, because like I've done a lot of fairy tales and I've done some folklore, but like some of the ones that I've really enjoyed were like the sci-fi pulp stuff. That was super fun to read, and I would love to read more of those. And some horror and bring in some of that. I've been having fun with all of it. And the fairy tales are fun, and they're fun to kind of explore and research, but let's be honest, most of them are written kind of poorly. Like I just did the story of Sigurd last week, and I was just, and Michelle was listening to it, and I think she picked up on it too. But like the way it was written, like the way Andrew Lang wrote it down, I'm sure part of it comes from the original material, but it's got no color, right? It's the activity, the things that happen are interesting, but the way they're delivered are very it's boring because you get then so and so did this, then this happened, then this, and then this happened, and then this happened, then this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and there you were, and then that happened. So yeah, I would like to expand some of that because there's so many good stories that really fascinate me and intrigue me out of that pulp era, that are public domain. And you've got horror, you've got sci-fi, some fantasy, you've got detective stories. The detective pulps are what kind of that's the big thing, like the noir films, the detective movies and things. That's all from that, and it's all good stuff. So I think here's the thing: if I can find a way to change my sign on that's still good and alliterative and feels right to widen that scope, then I probably will officially do that. And that's one thing on my plate that I'm getting ready to do. So let's see. Let me catch up with some comments. Bob from the interview. Yeah, I wonder. I'm guessing that Bob lost a connection or whatever, but I didn't see if he said we'll see you later or not, but hopefully he'll be back. And I wish I was able to do one every day too. Erica, I did, I had to, for Alice, I had to do them all ahead of time, to be able to release them that quickly. And I didn't, I thought for a long time releasing a book would be hard to do because doing them fast enough would be difficult. So I just did that all ahead of time so I wouldn't have to be doing it every week and trying to, 3 a week or whatever. Yeah, and so the horror and sci-fi could be fun. And I, the cool accents. Here's the thing: I tried and tried and tried to do Alice British. I tried to do an English accent. I got a coach. Another True Dungeon guy, Rob, we tried to do a coaching thing, trying to get that fairly posh, kind of masterpiece theater kind of thing, but I couldn't stay in it long enough. I kept slipping in and out of it. Yeah, that's how I did it. It was all ahead of time, and I released them 3 a week after I had them all done. So yeah, that's another idea. What are some other ideas that I've been having? Obviously, the collaborations have been going on, and I'm excited about collaborating with Abby and Alan as soon as I can. And we're going to be doing a fairy tale episode for them, and we will see what we end up doing for me. And like we talked about it, we'll see how that works. We have such drastically different tones. It's just going to be a matter of making it work for both. And I think it's totally doable. We'll just have to get there. BBC English. Yeah. Yes. 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 But all we were trying to go somewhere with that, and then sort of the cozy sort of storytelling British that that you would expect to hear somebody reading The Hobbit to you or something like that. He gave me 2 or 3 examples to listen to, and they have all left my head. You owe me. I'm fine. You take your time. Whenever you are ready, we will do this. It'll be fun. But yeah, let's see. I don't know if I haven't what other ideas. I see. This is why I wrote some things down so I wouldn't just forget. But I have okay. So speaking of collaborations, this is another one that I've got going up. This one's a little different, and you guys get to hear about it because you're here. And so, I'm going to leave the screen. I'm going to go get something because I want to show you this. A friend of mine has a farm that she raises Angora rabbits and things of that nature that produce material like fiber. She does fiber arts. She does yarn and spinning and then makes things. And so she crochet. I'm going to hang tight. I'll be right back. Okay. So my friend Rachel at Block M Farms. You can find her, by the way, on Facebook. She's Block M, right? So she runs this farm, raises rabbits, raises a variety of animals and things. But she is quite the crochetist, needler. I don't know. What is one who crochets? A crocheter? Someone help me out. I don't know. So she contacted me some time ago, and she was like, okay, I'm going to become a patron, and I want you to, I want to do a collaboration with you. I want to do something together with you. And she was like, we need a story. And she's like, I have a farm with rabbits and fiber arts. And I was like, immediately like, oh, Velveteen Rabbit, clearly. And so that's the one I think we're going to do for this special. But let me show you what she made for me. To give away, by the way, to a patron. It's going to be a patron giveaway. Might even be a patron drive. I think that's probably a mistake. Probably I'll get a bunch of people join and then try to win and then leave. But hey, I don't care. It's for the fun. It's all for the yucks. But check this out. This was going to be my backdrop, but I didn't know how to hang it on my wall. I didn't want to put holes in my wall. Here we go. Oh, it's upside down. I grabbed the wrong end. Look at this. Can you see? Yeah? Are you not impressed? Are you not entertained? Oh. I just saw myself do that, hold it up upside down. Like, what a rookie mistake. What a rookie move. But she crocheted this, like, it's kind of a throw. It's not like a huge blanket or anything. It's kind of a throw that would look, but it's definitely big enough to like drape over you if you're sitting. Velveteen, yeah, yes, Velveteen Rabbit. I've actually recorded the Velveteen Rabbit already. I don't know when I'm going to release it though. Okay, sure, yeah, up we go. I can't see what I'm showing you, but like, it's the entire logo. So I'm really impressed by this blanket. Afghan crocheter. Yeah. But she's like, I'll make you the blanket. You can give it away and then talk about the farm. And, so it's going to be the Velveteen Rabbit because, it's kind of the perfect story for her. I read it and I'd forgotten about it and, I'd forgotten the whole story and it was, it's one of those really great old stories. I loved it. We had it when I was in grade school. We had a reading of it, and I'm not sure it wasn't by the original writer. I don't think. I know. Let's see. I'm going to Google this. But when I was in school, we had a version of it that was on cassette and film. Those where you would read part of it and then you'd hear a tone and you'd have to advance the slide and it would go on that way. I'm dating myself a bit. But yeah, it was written by Marjorie Williams, first published in 1922. And let's see, audio. I don't know, but anyway, it was that kind of a version of it. So that's coming up, and we'll do a little bit about the Velveteen Rabbit, and it'll probably relate back to the dummy that lived, and what makes something real and what makes something not, and crocheter, yeah. Still waiting. Yeah. So Chandler, we got to do it. Like if you do a podcast, especially like if we just get into this sci-fi a go-go thing, I'm there for it. I want to do it. I think it would be fantastic. Just this conversational thing. So for those of you that don't know, Chandler for a while had a podcast, and I think there's how many episodes? 2 or 3 that you guys did, called Sci-Fi a Go-Go, where they would watch a movie and talk about it. And so it would be fun to do that. It'd be exciting. But yeah, so yeah, let's do it. I'm just collaborating all the time now. It's just a thing. All right, let me toss this blanket over here because it's going to get hot if I leave it in my lap. There we go. But yes, Block M Farms. Block M Farms. I know that she's local and like a lot of you are not, but I think she's. Hang on. Let me make sure I've got that name. Block M Farms, Block M Farm and Crafts, right? Goats for meat, fiber, as well as fiber rabbits. Chickens for eggs and meat. In addition to animals we raise, you have several types of. That's where the description ends. And so let me get in here. Several types of crafts available for sale in special order. Anyway, Block M Farm and Crafts. And so watch for that because we'll be giving that away to one lucky patron. And so, yeah, where are we? So here's the fun thing we got lined up for this evening. Okay. There you go. Awesome. That will make Rachel happy. Did you follow the Block M Farms or did you follow Sci-Fi A Go-Go? Because either one would be fantastic. They were pretty funny. The Sci-Fi A Go-Go episodes are funny. And then I went and watched Alien because I was ready to go for the next episode. And here's my theory. And Abby and Alan, you've probably seen Alien, and actually most of you probably seen Alien. My theory on Alien is that the cat was in on it. That's my theory. The cat was in on the whole thing. I mean, think about it. He was the one coming out just ahead of Mr. Alien every single time, jumping in and making everybody like, oh, thank goodness it's just a cat. And then the alien would come in and eat their head. And I'm going to get one for the new Mike Chandler. The new one. Any material that I have that is prophylactic in nature for pops and such will be added when the new mic comes in. I have one that just hides my face so much. The cats are always in on it. So, yeah. So I've got a fun thing. At least I hope it's a fun thing. So the first fun thing. So the patrons voted, and I think I believe that it was ahead last time I looked. I'm going to make doubly sure that it is the one that is in the lead on the Patreon. Published posts. And the poll says yes. So I gave the patrons 13 choices. And House of Danger is in the lead. So House of Danger, Choose Your Own Adventure, is our activity for the evening, or at least one of our activities for the evening. I guess for the devil. So House of Danger, and there's actually the card game version of these books, and House of Danger is one of them. I have that as well. But yeah, the Choose Your Own Adventure books have a place in my heart. We used to do these when I was a kid. I think 5th grade particularly. I remember doing several of them. And of course they're that level of reading, but also very likely to result in abrupt and pointless deaths, much like Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, so we're going to try it, I think, this evening and see what happens with House of Danger. We'll start that here in a minute. What was that? I just got a oh, look at this. What we got? So the fun thing is that there's now a Pizza Rice podcasting collaborative group text with which I get to see all of the activities and hilarity in the lives of my fellow podcasters. And yeah, I sent a picture of the Pizza Rice earlier. Here, look, I set this up even. You guys ready? Yeah. So page 6, you don't what? All right. So yeah, fades and everything. Yeah, you should be. It's super good. I've impressed myself. Um, I sent the quote earlier. Let me bring this up. So yes, my friends, let us not be content merely to ask what pizza rice is. Let us rather ponder the infinite mystery of what pizza rice can be. Right? The profundities of pizza rice. So anyway, you're page 6. You don't care. Okay. I could you could hear me when I popped that pizza rice picture up, right? It was still like, right? It didn't cancel. See, I still don't. OBS and I still have a weird relationship. Okay. So I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, so we can start the choose your own adventure. I want to let's see. Let me get back to my agenda. Yes. Okay. So if you're unfamiliar with choose your own adventure, and you're probably not because it's a phenomenon, I'm going to read a passage. There will be a choice, and then we will make the choice. And it will be. I think we're going to do it like this is the difficult part. So. Oh, so no audio when I switched over. Okay, that's important. So my scenes don't have my audio source in them, and that's why. Live and learn. So, yeah, so I figure what I'll do is I'll read the passage, and then we'll have a delay while everyone goes, okay, I want to do this or that. And we'll just go by majority. And the majority will be the deciding vote, and that's the best we can do. And so once the votes start coming in, we'll give it a few seconds and then move on. That way, it doesn't drag too much. I don't want to wait forever and ever. So let's see, what time is it? 9:43. Move my audio to the top. My audio is on the top. So hang on, I'm checking something. Just be a second. So yes, here we go. I'm going to do a thing. It will be silent for a moment, but give me a second. Okay. Now you should probably be able to hear me and see the picture of the pizza rice. And now I'm going to go back to the main scene and see how that works. I bet that did it. I didn't. See, I didn't have the audio source in there. That's what I forgot. But anyway, yeah, live and learn. So, yeah, so it is 9:45 or so. Let's do a choose your own adventure book. I'm excited. I was hiding eating the pizza rice. It's super good. Okay. So, let me begin. Let's see. How are we going to do this? I'm going to skip the warning at the beginning. It tells you how to read the book. We all know how to do it. So, here we go. I'm going to begin with page 1. And yeah, there's a bit of an intro here. And yeah. Okay. Is everyone ready? I mean, I'm going to start anyway. Nice. Okay. And we begin. It is a Tuesday afternoon in late June. You are on your way down to your lab in your parents' basement when the phone rings. You dash into the lab and pick it up. I need, says a weak voice. You hear a loud click, and the phone goes dead. Drat, you weren't ready for that. You, the aspiring detective and psychic investigator, caught off guard. You slump down into your chair. That voice really sounded desperate. You boot up your computer and look around. The heat of the day has not penetrated your combination office and research laboratory, where you sit surrounded by the tools of your trade. Infrared activated floodlights, high-speed movie cameras, and night scopes among them. 2 large bookcases stretch from floor to ceiling, crammed with titles that would drive the timid from the room. Murder in Fun, Ghosts and Ghouls, Corpses I Have Known, to name a few. The phone rings again, and this time you are ready. You pick up the receiver before the first ring dies out. At the same time, you activate the phone tracker and voice recorder programs running on your PC and note the time on your PDA, 2:42. Hello, you say? Help! I need your help! Going to page 6. Chandler knew it. Okay. Who are you, you ask? What is your name? I'm scared, the voice says. They're after me. Get a hold of yourself, you say. I can help if you give me your name and address. They've got me! They've got me! Click. The phone goes dead again. This time, however, you are prepared. In the few seconds that you've been talking, your telephone tracing device, which operates in milliseconds, has already found the number of the other phone as well as the name and address of its owner. 555-7259, Henry Marsden, 1100 Hedgebrook. You copy this information down in your PDA. Something about this call is nagging at the back of your mind. Is it that this call reminds you of your spider ghost case? It, too, started with a mysterious phone call. Even though you were quite young, you solved that case single-handedly. The citation you received from the FBI now hangs neatly framed on your office wall, and the generous reward you received from the Ridgway family when you saved them from certain death has financed your specialized detection equipment. One thing you learned from that case is that working by yourself can be a risky business. Ricardo and Lisa, 2 of your friends in the neighborhood, have wanted to help you on a case. Well, this is their chance. When you call their cell phones, however, they are not picking up. You leave a message for them to call you back as soon as possible. You're eager to begin work on the case as soon as possible, but you know it might be dangerous to start off alone. Maybe you can do some internet searching before heading out on the case. If you decide you should immediately go to the address obtained by the phone tracing machine, turn to page 4. If you decide to give Ricardo and Lisa a chance to call back, turn to page 13. All right. So while I'm waiting on 4 or 13, I'm loving the dated internet jargon, the PDAs and things of that nature. That amuses me. So let's just see what happens. This must not be a classic. Okay, so that's 1 for go to the house. 13, so we got 1 for... Okay, so 2 for 4 and 1 for 13. I'll give it a few more seconds. Public display of affection. What? Oh, yes, the PDA. All right. So I've got 2 for 4 and 1 for 13. Any other votes? It's probably not long enough to lay, but anyway, okay. We're going with 4. We're going to the house. Who needs help? Here we go. Okay. Page 4. The Marsden residence turns out to be a large modern house located in a fashionable suburb, about half an hour's drive from your house. You see it first through a tall iron fence running along the road. The house is set back behind a broad and well-tended lawn. You park your car down the road and walk back to the gatehouse that gives access to the estate. The gatehouse is strangely old-fashioned and ornate in contrast to the main house. In heavy iron gates, inside their framework of stone, stand slightly ajar, leaving just enough room for you to squeeze through it if you want to. A bronze plaque is set into the stone on the outside of one of the walls, and it reads, "Site of Hedgebrook Prison, which was burned to the ground during the prison riot of 1887. 112 prisoners died in the fire. Nothwin Historical Society." You glance again at the house. The front of it is constructed largely of glass. A short distance to one side of the house is what looks like a large, strange metal sculpture rising out of a number of huge, blackened hunks of shattered concrete. A shudder goes through you as you realize that these forms of twisted metal might actually be the remnants of the old burned-out prison. Suddenly, a man dashes out of the house. "Help! Help! They're after me!" the man cries. Halfway to the gate, he drops to the ground as if he had been hit by an invisible hammer. You dash through the gate and run toward the fallen figure, but something stops you in your tracks. 3 snarling animals materialize in front of the house. What are they, you wonder? Can they be huge chimpanzees? They look mean and angry. For a moment, you are frozen to the spot. The man on the lawn can't move and needs your help. But what good to him will you be if you're mauled by the angry chimps? If you make a hasty retreat to your car, turn to page 29. If you decide that the chimpanzees are not as dangerous as they look and rush to give aid to the man, turn to page 3. You absolutely get to vote, Erica. Sorry, did you think anyone can vote? Yes. Sorry. Yeah, I maybe it might have sounded like it was patrons only. Everyone here can vote. But yes, go for it. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, it's not. Totally not patrons only. No, you can vote. Anybody here can vote. It's a party. Okay, so let's see. I've got one for Runaway. Oh, okay. Hey, Julie. It is good to see you. Oh, so I've got to do a tally here. There was a lot. Okay. So I've got page 3. We got 1, 2, 3. And Runaway looks like 1, 2. So it's 3-2, yeah? All right. I think that's right. All right. So we're going to go page 3. Making sure. Yeah, page 3. Deciding that the chimpanzees are not as dangerous as they look. Here we go. Turning to page 3. You have to admit that you're scared, but the man on the ground needs help. The only weapon you can think of is the penknife that you always carry in your pocket. You take out the knife and brandish it wildly as you run forward. The chimpanzees seem to back off, but they are still snarling. Just as you reach the man on the ground, they lope off into the bizarre ruin near the house. They swing through the ragged network of twisted beams for a few seconds, then vanish. You turn your attention back to the man on the ground. His breath comes in short gasps that almost sound like sobs. You bend down and take the paper from his fingers and examine it for a message. It is blank on both sides. Just then, the man gives one terrible gasp and lies still. Your knees are weak. This man has been frightened to death. The chimpanzees reappear in front of the house. One of them holds a long bamboo blowpipe. He puts it to his lips and blows. You feel a breeze on your cheek. Could it be from a dart whizzing by your face? You race back across the lawn, through the gate, and back to your car. This feels like real danger, and you'd promised your parents you'd call the police if your safety was ever at risk. But if you wait, whoever or whatever is going on inside that house might have time to escape. If you decide to call the police and report a possible murder, turn to page 63. If you decide to come back later and sneak up on the house from a different direction, turn to page 14. That's true. Ain't no party like a Fadó party. That would go on a shirt. That'll go on a shirt. All right, so, yep. Are we calling the police or are we coming back later? $63 or $14? Ain't no party like a Fadó party. I could probably make that bumper sticker. I do have the merch store now over at Teespring. All right, we got two 14s. $14, $14, $14, $14, $14. So I believe that's unanimous, unless there's somebody else. But that sounds like a solid plan. I think it's probably a good idea. Okay. Yes, like the Fedork. The Fedork shirt's gonna happen sometime. I need to get that to happen. All right, so we're coming back later. All right, so page 14. Here we go. That's right, isn't it? Yes, page 14. Okay. So far, we're doing pretty well. You drive about a mile away from the house and park the car on the side of a tree-shaded road. You check the time on your watch that doubles as a two-way radio. It is 4:35 p.m. It has been almost 2 hours since you got that phone call. You take out the piece of paper that you took from the hand of the dying man. You realize that it is a corner of a larger sheet of paper. Two of the edges are cut straight, and the third side is ragged where it was torn off. You hold it up to the light, almost expecting a message to be somehow hidden inside the paper itself. You start to stick the paper back into your pocket when something makes you hold the paper back up to the light again. You hadn't noticed before, but the paper has tiny flecks of red and blue in it. Now that rings a bell. Of course, the special paper that U.S. currency is printed on has those flecks in it. Several thoughts spin across your mind. Was that man Henry Marsden? Was it his house? Was he a counterfeiter? Or was he trying to escape from counterfeiters? Trying to escape seems more likely. And what about those chimpanzees? Could there be a counterfeiting animal trainer? No, that makes about as much sense as a yodeling astronaut. You drive home to see if Ricardo and Lisa have called. You check your cell phone. Nothing yet. You put some equipment into your shoulder bag, a pair of high-powered binoculars, a small tear gas gun, and a high-speed camera with a zoom lens. Then back to the Marsden place. You plant yourself in a clump of bushes across the street. From here, you can see the house, but no one can see you. You scan the lawn with your binoculars. The body of the man has disappeared. All seems quiet. Just then, a long black limousine drives up to the gatehouse. Two tough-looking men get out and walk toward the house. When they're almost there, the chimps appear. The men just ignore them and go into the house. Then the chimps vanish again into thin air. That's it. The chimps are not real. They must be filmed and projected holograms. Three-dimensional pictures made with laser light programmed to turn on and off whenever someone approaches the house. Minutes later, the two men leave, carrying several small packages. Things begin to add up in your mind. This place is creepy enough, built next to the ruins of an old prison. Add to this the snarling images of chimpanzees to scare off anyone getting too close to the house. It's a perfect base of operations for a gang of counterfeiters. The unfortunate man who died must have somehow stumbled into their hideout. You ease out of your observation post in the bushes and run back to the car. You drive to the nearest telephone to inform the police. Then you check your watch. 7:23 p.m. Case solved in 4 hours and 41 minutes. Not bad. Hang on, I'm getting there. Goodness. The next day, the lead story in the Northwind Times is on a tip from a well-known local detective whose suspicions were aroused by strange occurrences around the Hedgebrook prison ruins. Police raided a nearby house yesterday, exposing a counterfeiting operation. Seized were a number of bogus printing plates and a large quantity of counterfeit money. 3 men were arrested and charged with homicide as well as counterfeiting after the body of another. 3 men were arrested and charged with homicide as well as counterfeiting after the body of another as yet unidentified man was found in the basement of the house. The end. Wow. That was quick. Yeah, we won. Caution apparently was the thing. Look, I didn't go past like here. Like that was quick. Here's what I don't understand. Yeah, a tear gas gun? What? You live with your parents and you have a tear gas gun? This is the glorious thing about these choose your own adventure books. But wow, that was quick and fairly uneventful. Although I got to say, holographic angry chimpanzees is pretty fantastic. I can't. I'm going to use that in my next novel. I'm just going to call the novel "Holographic Attack Chimpanzee." I don't know. So that's not bad. Gosh, there's a lot of book here. Here's the thing. So here's what I want to. Okay. There's a couple of things we could do. Because I was like, this can either go a while or it can be fairly quick. These books, it's hard to tell. We can always do another one of the books as well. But here's something else. Here's something else that I thought of. And I bought this today because I realized that I needed this anyway in my life. So Mad Libs are one of the so in school I didn't learn English. I didn't learn English in English class. I learned English in Mad Libs. Getting straight what nouns and adjectives and adverbs and so forth were. This is how I learned. I mean, so this is another possibility. And I thought it would be fun to do one of them, which I figure I'll type out the list or something, and then we can get the words that way. Like I don't know. We'll figure that out maybe. But next book we can do them all. We can do another, but I think if they're gonna be that fast, like I should pull up another one. So yeah, we can probably do both. Let me see. Over on the Patreon, we had votes for The Case of the Silk King, The Mystery of the Maya, and Space and Beyond. Yeah, I did too. I was so excited when I was like, I wonder if there are any Mad Libs at like Walmart, and I went in and they had this huge book of them. So which one? So Space and Beyond. These are all in a tie, by the way. So there's not like a winner, a second place. Space and Beyond, Mystery of the Maya, and The Case of the Silk King. I don't know which of you guys voted for which one, but yeah, let's see, 10:04. Oh yeah, we got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Still gonna do a bit of a giveaway later. I think it'll be cool. I think that's even on my. That's on my. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's on the thing. So, what do you guys think? Are we doing another book, or are we going to do a Mad Lib, or both? It's true. All fun if you ask me. We'll see what other folks have in mind. The only thing that I don't like about the Mad Libs thing is that they've got like the well, you can see it like and it's this typical format for Mad Libs. So they put this here and then they put like you get the answer here and then but I was thinking like I would finish one of these, write them on there, and then mail it to somebody just for funsies. And that makes this weird. So, but I don't know. It doesn't matter that much. Okay, so Mad Libs first. All right, cool. So we'll do the Mad Libs first. So here's the way I'm going to do it. First of all, just a quick disclaimer. This is a family show. So keep in mind that, any other listeners of Fadó of any age group. So keep it, PG-13 and under, family friendly. But what I will do is I think I'm going to pick one. I'm not going to tell you what the category is and this has always been my favorite way of doing it. If you know nothing about it going in, and then sometimes it's hilarious, sometimes it's not, but without any sort of leading or context from the title, I think that's the way I'm going to go. All right, so Mad Libs. Let me find one here. That's right, Chandler. Family show. Okay, hang on. Let me do a quick scan. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. All right, so I'm going to if we do this just like me saying one and then waiting, then it's going to be a weird thing. So what I'm going to do is I'll type them. I'm going to actually type as myself in the comments. And I'm thinking that will be more real time to everyone else, I think. And if that's the case, then I'll put one out and then take the first one that gets the first response, right? And I'll write it in the blank, and that's how we'll do it. And once it's finished, then I'll tell you what the title is and read it for you. Let me get a pen out of my pocket. Okay. Can't get this thing to stay there. Here we go. Let's see if this works. I'm going to see if I can wake up my keyboard. There we go. All right, here comes the first one. If I can type. Okay. This is going to be a little bit tricky because I've got so many things in my hand here. I'm wondering if that's real time for you guys or if you're... Okay. First one in is the winner, so there's Bobby. We got it. Wait, do we have... Well, Bob... Okay, so we have Bob. Presumably Bob. Okay, this will be Bob. Okay. So, yeah, next... I'll type the next one. It's going to be really weird, like me trying to comment, so I won't say much. We'll just go into the chat for this. I'll comment. I'll keep the comments on the actual words to a minimum. Okay. Wait, do we have a Jen in the room? I'm gonna go with Julie because we have a Julie in the room. I don't think we have a Jen. Okay. Jollyville recently got a jingle. I think Fadó needs a jingle. Just as an aside. I'd play music, but if you play music on YouTube, you get shut down. Muted at best. Okay. It's okay, Julie. Um, are you lagged? I don't think so. Like you got that last one in, maybe. Radical was an adjective, right? Hey, there we go. It's not exactly an elegant method of mad libbing, but hey. You might have gotten 2 in there. It worked out. It's all fine. Don't worry. We'll get this. This will be great. I don't know if you guys ever watched the Mad Lib Theater thing. I don't watch a lot of like late night talk shows, but occasionally Jimmy Fallon used to do this like Mad Lib Theater where they'd have a celebrity and do the Mad Lib thing, but then do a scene immediately with the words, and it was really funny. Okay. Okay. I like where all these are like poison, bicycle, astral plane. That's fantastic. This Mad Libs is awesome. Okay. I want some rando to come in the middle of this. I think that'd be hilarious. I think that's an adverb. There we go. Okay. There may be some lag going on, Erica, because I mean Starship. I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna get there. I'm just gonna grab words as they come by. It'll be great. It'll be great. Thank you, Chandler. Appreciate it. I love. There's definitely some lag going on because I just I just pictured me saying adjective and then Abby going floor, and that's the best. Okay, adjective crotchety. Okay. You just guys keep streaming words, and we'll just pick the first one that floats along. I suppose I could, pull rank and just pick my favorite because I'm, filthy. Okay. Okay, did I get? I did. Okay. I I would I I'm sure you know floor is not an adjective, but it's hilarious. It would be hilarious if it would be hilarious. It was hilarious. It doesn't look bad on the green screen, honestly. Okay. Floor the ever after. Giovanni's. Oh gosh, that sounds good. Okay, I'll write it down. Okay, I've written down Giovanni's. So that is the last one, and so a bit of information. Those of you, those are you. That's a Giovanni's is a regional pizza place. They specialize in hand tossed it's pizza. It's so the thing about Giovanni's is most people from away from here would probably tell you Giovanni's isn't super good pizza. But around here, it is one of the main food groups of my tri-state area. There are, I don't know, a dozen Giovanni stores in the area, and it's kind of greasy, but it's glorious. It's one of those local things that you know, I can't explain it, but occasionally I just crave Giovanni's pizza. It's great. So it's great for you if you it's one of those pizzas where if you lay a napkin over it, it just soaks up so much. Yeah, but it's so good. It's not good pizza, but it's good Giovanni's. I can't. Anyway, it's hand tossed. Yeah, it's hand tossed. Yeah, I think you can get like some deep dish stuff now, but it's like a hand tossed thing. Anyway, yes, it's an acquired taste. So, okay, here we go. I'm going to read this Mad Lib, and so what we have wrought together. Yes, grease of honeys. It is definitely in our blood, in form of cholesterol. So, what we have wrought together, the Mad Lib we have wrought together, is the princess and the pea. Appropriate, right? I thought so. So, without any further Fadó, without any further Fadó, let me go ahead and read this for you. The Princess and the Pea. There once was a prince named Bobby. His mother, Queen Julie, summoned many princesses to meet him, but none were smarmy enough. Then one night, during a radical storm, the prince heard a loud knock at the pizza rice. He opened it. He opened the pizza rice. And there stood a fair maiden, soaking wet, but as beautiful as a summer's feet. Ugh. It was love at first poison. The girl said she was a princess, but the queen was doubtful. Luckily, she had a way to make sure. She took the girl to a fancy bedroom. Well, that's appropriate. Where she had piled mattress upon mattress until they almost reached the ceiling. Underneath, she placed a tiny statue. If the young woman felt the pea through the mattress, that didn't work. If the young woman felt the pea through the mattresses, she was really a crotchety princess. Sure enough, the next morning, the maiden complained that she was unable to sleep because the filthy bed was so uncomfortable. The prince married her, and they lived awfully ever after in the Giovanni's. Ew. I would eat Giovanni's. I don't want to live in one. So that had its moments, Princess Julie. So there was a mistake. You can't. You have to be like. You can't give them the statue and then use the word P, right? Like they had to be like the same noun again, right? If I'm right in this, and I'm not. But I was okay. Okay. So all right, I think one more Mad Lib. Love at First Poison. Oh, sorry, that was probably really loud and poppy. Love at First Poison. Let me tell you guys, any one of half a dozen girls in my writing group would write that novel. I swear to you, Love at First Poison. there's so many of them. Smarmy and crotchety were good. Smarmy's a great word. I love smarmy. Um, yep, bad editor. Who have we got here? Shane. Well, so welcome, Shane. So are you new to the stream? Like, are you new to Fadó? This would be an amazing thing. I'm really excited if you're like here from somewhere like an ad or as a listener, because that would be amazing. So I'm gonna wait for that because I gotta hear. I love you walk right in. I'm just gonna call you out, right? But I don't recognize your name, and that's exciting. And I couldn't even begin to pronounce your last name. Is that your last name? That's amazing. I love it. Waiting on bated breath. Well, anyway, while I'm waiting, that Mad Lib was okay. Yeah, but the editor. Well, fantastic, Shane. Welcome to Fadó. Um, if you've never listened to my show before, then basically it's just it's fairy tales and fantasy folklore stories, like armchair commentary, a little of everything. But like, yeah, so we've just been hanging out and messing around this evening, um, kind of just celebrating the 1 year of the show. So I'm really glad you're here. Like that's fantastic. I'm super glad you're here. Um, we just finished doing a Mad Lib. I think we ought to do one more, um, for for just for kicks, and hopefully we'll get one that doesn't have any built-in contradictions. Um, but yeah, that's fantastic. I'm so glad. So the thing about the Facebook ad is that I was starting to think that they didn't really work. Um, Thank you, Erica. I appreciate that. I was starting to think the Facebook ads didn't really work because I'd never seen any response from them. But you've completely redeemed everything, Shane. I am so glad you're here. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna find another Mad Lib. Let's see. Okay, so all right, we're gonna do another fairy tale because it makes sense to do fairy tales, right? Um, all right. So we'll do one more. So Shane, since you just came in the room, I'm basically going to type the required word type in the chat, and then first person who manages to get one out that matches, I'm going to write it down. That's kind of how we did it. So yeah, let's do that. So here we go. All right. I'm not telling you what it is. We're just going to go down the list. Also, while you're here, Shane, check out, of course, Fadó on any podcast platform. And also, another part of my podcasting group is here tonight. Abby and Alan from the Lunatics Radio Hour. Check them out. They're awesome, too. Smushed. Okay, we'll go with smushed instead of floor. All right. Okay. I spelled that so bad. You get the idea. Okay. Shane, have you ever had pizza rice? Just asking. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Ah, isn't that lovely? I'm adhering to my rules. So I wrote library, but Tower of London's pretty good. I think it's working better this time. I think we've got the hang of it. I also think Julie's latency is lower than the rest of you because she lives the same place I do. She's nailing it over here. I'm gonna take I'm gonna I'm gonna take the second one this time. I'll keep it random. Let's mix it up a little bit. Julie's fast. She types fast too. If you'll look over my left shoulder too, by the way, the huge smiley face is a postcard that I received from Michael Crosa of Jollyville Radio. I get all kinds of postcards now because Michael Crosa is a postcard maniac. It's no problem, Julie. I'll if you end up faster, I'll pick the second one or whatever. No big deal. But that's not plural. That's not a plural noun. That's a singular noun. Do you want me to put ceilings? I could put ceilings. I'll put ceilings. Okay, the next one's a plural noun too. I'm just gonna put pans. Dice, dice, dice. Oh, okay, okay. I think yeah, right. Hey, Justin. Welcome to the stream. We're just playing Mad Libs over here. So I have another person in room, so I'm gonna use Justin since he just walked in. So yeah, Justin, I'm just typing the part of speech that I need, and then the first one that pops up in the chat, that's the one I'm using. So, them's the rules. We're getting close to the end of this one. I think this one will be better. Up to 9 viewers right now, which is pretty great. Clearly, I'm becoming wildly famous. Next to last one. Okay, we have arrived at the end of the submission round and are moving to the recitation round. Is everyone ready? All right. This one is Snow White at the Seven Dwarves Cottage. I think this has a lot of potential. Really, here we go. Oh, pugilist, that's good. Okay, here we go. My name is Snow White, and I am hiding from my smushed stepmother, Abby, at the Seven Dwarfs Cottage in the library. It is a delightful little place with a roof made of horns. Since the dwarves are letting me stay here, I help out by dusting the light fixtures, cooking crunchy dinners, and washing their ceilings. That's all very appropriate. The dwarves and I have become really close pans. And enjoy one another's ice cream truck very much. Their names are Sleepy, Happy, Stu, Justin, Sneezy, Dripping, and Doc. The dwarves and I share many spaced out interests. We especially like to sing, hi ho, it's off to Tucson we go. Oh, sorry, I have to run now. There's a sweet old street sweeper at the door selling apples. I think my favorite part is the dwarf named Dripping. That's I like the fact that it's a what part of speech is it's the verb that's not, or the it's the verb tense present progressive, the one that's happening now and continue anyway. Dwarves named Dripping. That's hilarious. I like that, and then enjoying one of those ice cream truck. I thought this was a family show. I don't know, but that seems a little ribald to me. Anyway, okay. I think those work pretty well. Like with the chat thing. If I had tried to like say the thing and then wait, we'd be here all night. Happy, sleazy, stinky, dripping. I could name dwarves all day and just laugh at it. So yeah, so that's pretty fun. Let's see. Okay. I'm waiting to do so I'm going to do at like at 11 I'm going to do a giveaway. And here's the thing, I don't have the thing to give away just yet. What I'm going to do is pick a name. I'm going to write everybody down and do like a random thing. But at 11 o'clock I'm going to do that and it's going to be for probably like a shirt from the website, but I don't know what size it'll be yet. It's that kind of thing. Maybe I'll just give you a code or something after the fact so you can get it. Words is tricky. But yeah, so that's going to be the last thing we do. I thought for fun, so we did the Choose Your Own Adventure and the Mad Libs thing, but without reading an actual story, I feel like I should read an actual story. So what I did was the other day I was on Facebook, and you know how like if you use it at all, like it shows you your memories and things. Well, I had a prompt come up. Like occasionally I like to do a 5-word, occasionally I like to do a thing where I'll get like people to submit random words. And it just like, I'll take the first 5 random words and throw that into a flash fiction prompt and write a little vignette with it, right? And it just whatever comes to mind, and I try to make that happen. So what I'm going to do is one of those popped up the other day, and I thought I would read it to you because I had forgotten about it, and it's pretty fun. And so I might actually record this one. I'm either going to record it as is, or I might actually expand it a little bit and try and make some sort of, I don't know, 3-episode story or something out of it. We'll see what we think. And you know what I might do? Oh, this is a fun idea. I'm going to read this story, and then we'll see if anybody has any thoughts or any questions that might like to be answered, and maybe I'll take that a step further and try and develop it into a little fleshier sort of story. Because like this is a really bare bones thing, and I love to write these things that really just create worlds and moods and then sort of stop. It's kind of a fun thing for me. But I'm going to read this story. What did I call it? So this is a story. Actually, let me. Is anybody here that contributed a word? No. Okay. But anyway, so this is a short little piece of flash fiction that I'm going to read for you now. Oh. That's no problem, Erica. Hey, it's nice. I'm glad you made it. It's always nice to hear from you, and thank you for coming, and we'll see you soon. But have a good night, and I'll catch you later, Erica. Okay. So I'm going to read this story. And then we'll go from there. It's probably only about 1,000 words, maybe less. Here goes. This is a story based on 5 words, and the words are stunted, platypus, translucent, twisted, and mutant. Okay, and this was written in about, I don't know, probably an hour and a half. But a story I like to call Old is New Again. Here we go. The planet's surface seemed normal enough from the air. Cole felt the wind whipping at his fatigues as the big craft's rear hatch opened like a monstrous pelican's mouth. He sat there in the belly of the great machine, waiting for the go-ahead from the pilot. They were still on approach to the drop site, but it wouldn't be long now. Cole checked his restraints. The thick nylon belts kept him from being separated from his recon vehicle during descent. It was a one-person craft meant for fast, multi-terrain sweeps. They called it the Platypus, roughly short for Platform Y All-Purpose, but mainly due to its odd, piecemeal appearance. The strange vehicle was part rover, part hovercraft, and part trike. It was extremely versatile, but uniquely strange-looking. Cole's headset chirped. "We are over the drop site, Cole. You are go." "Copy," Cole answered, his throat mic clicking on and off in response to his voice. Cole didn't hesitate. He kicked the mooring lever with his booted foot and bore his weight forward as the platypus lurched. In a fraction of a second, he was in free fall. Cole squeezed the throttle with his right hand, feeling the little craft's thrusters take the weight and even out his trajectory. As soon as he had the speed, he twisted the rudimentary flight stick on his console. The platypus couldn't fly exactly, but the jets allowed it to glide in a predictable manner. That was good enough for an exploratory mission like this. Carefully and with practiced precision, Cole guided the platypus toward the surface of the uncolonized planet. Immediately, he could see that the Earth-like appearance of the planet was superficial. From the air, planetary characteristics could be deceiving. Plants were plants and water was water, but up close it was all strange and new. He guided his craft ever closer to the planet, finally making an easy landing about 100 yards from the shore on a calm, blue-green bay. Water landings were usually safer, at least in his experience. If you could touch down in the shallows, it kept you out of the immediate reach of any land predators, and the terrors of the deep, as it were. It was a good place to be if a quick bug-out was necessary. Cole cut his thrusters, out just beyond the breakers, and drifted as he checked his instruments. The water beneath him was beautifully transparent. Not beyond taking time to smell the proverbial roses, Cole watched for a few minutes as the indigenous sea life drifted by beneath him. A school of something like eels with long flowing fins undulated past. He saw a multitude of various creatures, some reasonably familiar, and some entirely foreign. One of the most rewarding aspects of this job was the fact that he got to see new life even before the botanists, zoologists, and ecologists were caravanned in to catalog and record anything and everything. These creatures would all have unpronounceable names in a few months. He liked to give them his own, though. The buzz coral, the otter bear, the firefinch. His names were far better than the crazy Latin classifications that the scientists would come up with. Life on other worlds, the very existence of which was debated for centuries, certainly was vibrant and plentiful. The harsh climates and strange ecologies of distant planets left life far from stunted. It thrived in bizarre and limitless ways. Cole had learned early on that life would do what it would do. At first, the worlds had seemed frightening. His first few missions were uneasy or even terrifying affairs. He had learned a few things since then, though. The problem was that he had been looking at things all wrong. He had seen each new world as an odd mutant version of Earth. The plants, bizarre partial copies of the ones he knew. The animals, abominable chimeras that mocked their earthly counterparts. It was when he had begun to see things for what they truly were that his work had become the thing that it was now. Cole was privileged to see so much. The breadth of the universe, the depth of the oceans and all the galaxies that he could visit in his meager few years of life. It was all strange and wonderful. Cole scanned the tree line along the beach as he eased the platypus aground. He flipped a switch, and 3 rugged, studded wheels took over, carrying the craft a bit further. Thick foliage grew tightly together at the edge of the white sand, and only a scant few gaps offered any kind of promise of passage into the dense forest. Cole detached his straps and stood up, swinging a leg over the platypus to dismount. His feet hit sand, and he walked a few yards to the trees, peering into the dark green woods. He breathed deeply, smelling the resinous aromas that never seemed unfamiliar. Trees smelled a lot like trees anywhere in the universe, it seemed. He took another step and felt his ankle twist as his foot came down on something oddly shaped. Cole stumbled but caught himself, and then moved his leg to see what had nearly caused him to fall. The stark, creamy white of bone met his eye. His foot had disturbed the sand and creeping vines to reveal the pale gaze of a bleached skull, far too human. No, it had to be human. The empty eye sockets watched him, and the open jaw gave him the impression of a scream. A skillfully napped blade of black obsidian-like material protruded abruptly from the skull's left temple. But that wasn't the feature that iced Cole's blood. Across the skull's undeniably sapient forehead, in inky black letters, was a single word: Cole. The end. Okay, so let me back up and check the comments. I've got to take a call. So Erica Headley. Okay, so too late for the delicious slice of pizza. You are not too late for the slice of pizza. I'll show you the rice in a minute. Been taunting us with it. Yes, I have. I've been displaying it tantalizingly before you. And Chandler, yeah, I'm sorry about all the words. I'm sorry about extra words. There aren't even any pictures either. Hello, Jollyville. I assume we've got. I'm assuming we've got Michael and Pilar present, or is it just Michael? Or anyway, it's good to see you. And that what you just heard was a piece of flash fiction that I wrote from some prompt words from a Facebook post some years ago. So yeah. Oh, and pizza rice. Here you go, Jollyville. There's the pizza rice for the evening, and I have been slowly taking bites of it, but honestly, I've been talking so much, and I didn't want to chew in everybody's face, so I haven't been eating much. Michael and Pilar in the house. Yeah, it's. I'm glad you guys made it. I'm glad you're here. I was wondering if you would get here in time, and I'm glad that you did. I hope that the writing call went well. So I think that story kind of says enough, but I think probably there could be something to it. It came off like it was written at a time when I was reading some of those like old sci-fi pulp fiction magazines that I intend to read more of on the show. But I think it could be more. If you have any thoughts or ideas or questions, I would, maybe I can make that, a bigger story. But I would also like to read a few more of my things as well. So in terms of the scope of the show, thank you for the applause, Justin, and the dramatic music, Stu. But yeah, so that was I think, yeah, I can do something with that. Hopefully I can do something with that. But hopefully you guys will have some insightful comments that will basically feed me the whole thing, and I won't have to, think or work hard at it. Well, let's see. Where are we? What time is it? It's 10:48. We've got about 12 minutes to go till 11. And again, yeah, so Jollyville's right here at the buzzer. So you guys are going to get to participate in the giveaway, which is important, right? The giveaway will be happening shortly. Well, so what else? So we've got a few minutes. Anybody got any questions or thoughts or desires for the show? Like this is, happy 1 year anniversary to Fadó. We've got the great big picture and everything. Oh, and real quick. Wait a second. I have also been making a series of stickers and postcards. I'm going to be sending out some postcards. How does that get into your apocalyptic library story? Oh, the Brass and Crystal Chamber. Is that the library story? Wait, which library story? Oh, wait, which one was it? I don't remember that. I don't know which one you're talking about. You'll have to tell me. This, the silly face behind me. I talked about the silly face earlier. That I told them that it was a postcard from Michael Crosa, the postcard lord. The Grailman, the apocalyptic library story. Oh, ooh, how does it? Does it? Fadóst card. Yes, Fadóst cards. These are a thing. I made them myself in shop class. No, I bought, that one of those little paper cutters and some cardstock and slapped this baby together. I put it right here, and look at this. I found this online. It's just the back of a postcard, and then I slapped my QR code on it. Bam. Fadóst cards. Yeah, the one with the USB memory stick. Yeah, and Michael, you should probably be getting some soon. I don't know how long it takes them to get to Austin, but I sent a few your way. But yeah, gosh, the Grailman story needs more too. I want to do more to that one. I actually started writing more of that one. for NaNoWriMo one year, and I didn't like sort of where the middle went, and so I didn't follow through with it. But it's Grailman I love as a character. Like he's sort of a he's sort of like a what is it, Decker from Blade Runner, but not as gritty. He's sort of a more like hopeful, like Blade Runner type, fella. But yeah, I would love to do more of him too. Let me get back to my agenda. I'm going to need to write some names down and do a random drawing very shortly. So I'm going to bring up a spreadsheet and assign you all a number. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, Grailman, I love Grailman. And his name, by the way, I don't know if I talked about this in the episode that I did on Grailman, but his name basically, like he was going to be on this quest for this thing, and I named him Grailman because he was, after the Holy Grail of knowledge, right? It was basically it, and it just ended up being his last name, or if he, I think I said like he doesn't know if he has a last name or a first name or whatever, but that's his name. But yeah, if you haven't heard that story, I forget which episode it is. I'll tell you though. Grailman is, wow, it's been a long time. Grailman is season 1, episode 30. Yeah, 17 minutes of your time. He ended up being a good character. I like him a lot. So let me get a spreadsheet. I'm gonna just go. All right, so who have we got? I wish that I could see just a list of names. It's so hard to get it to give you a list of names. New Grailman episodes. I want to do more of that. I'll try to do more of that. Because the stories that I've been reading that are mine are generally between 1,000 and 1,200 words, and I find that to be a pretty good length for the little things that I write. It's basically I don't have to get too in depth, and you don't get bored in that amount of time. So it's kind of lazy, but also I just like the unanswered, open-ended stuff. I said something the other day to someone. It was like more of a Twilight Zone than a Game of Thrones, right? I don't need to answer every question and go to every corner of the earth. I'll let you go there on your own, right? So, all right, let me see. We're going to go. Let me write names down. I've got 10 people in here right now, and if I can come up with 10 names, then I'll count. Well, it's going to be, okay, hold on. Jeff, Stu, and Justin, and Julie. I guess Erica left, which is unfortunate, but I want to do the folks that are in the room. We've got Abby and Alan, and we've got Michael and Pilar. So that's 8. So I've got 10 people. So I've got Jeff, Stu, Justin, Julie, Abby, Alan, Michael, and Pilar. So I need to know who else is here still. If Shane is, I hope Shane, I don't know if Shane is still here. And if you are, like, if I didn't just say your name, then say a comment so I know that you're here for the giveaway. I want to be sure that, sketchy. But yeah, I want to make sure that I get everyone who's here because like, I'll give you it probably makes sense to give you a code for a shirt or something. I don't know. We'll work that out. Whoever it ends up being, we'll work that out. Oh, I'm going to show, I think Michael and Pilar will like to see this, and they showed up after I had it before. One of the other collaborations that I'm getting ready to do is a friend of mine who has a farm and does fiber arts and things. She crocheted this. Yeah? She crocheted this, and it's going to be given to a patron at some point. Not yet. I'm going to do some kind of a thing with it, but I'm going to be doing Velveteen Rabbit and talking about her farm a little bit and giving away this lovely throw. with a Fadó. Yeah, a Fadafgan. I don't know. It works. Yeah, I don't know if Shane's still here. We have 10 people in here, and I have 8 names. So I need to make sure. How do can I see? Any of you who stream before, like, is there any way to see who is in the room, like actually in the room? Or do I just have to, like, not know that? I know, isn't that cool? And it was her idea. She contacted me. She's like, I'm going to knit you a thing, or crochet you a thing to give away, and I'm going to just talk about the farm. And I was like, okay, absolutely. But it's Fadó. She does, there's crafts, but like animals and fiber arts, like they have Angora rabbits and things like that. Block M crafts, farm and crafts, Block M farm and crafts. Well, so okay, so let's do this one more time because I don't want to miss. We are on, it's like, what time is it? Yeah, it's almost 11. I'm going to do it at 11. So one more time. I've got Jeff, Stu, Justin, Julie, Abby, Alan, Michael, which I somehow put an E, so now you're Mikhail. And Pilar. Odds are pretty good, y'all. Odds are pretty good. 1 in 8 people, because I don't see anyone. I don't know how. Oh, wait a minute. I know where 9 is. 9 is me because I'm in as myself, so I can comment. So that doesn't count. I can't give myself a shirt. Participants. Okay, let me see. Live chat. Okay. Well, I see it on. Found a participant list. Okay. Okay, Stu, Justin, Julianne, Jollyville, Chandler, Lunatics. Okay, so I think I've got everyone covered in that list, right? Yeah, I think that's everyone. So all I'm going to do is roll a random number. And so we have 8 people. Well, I hate to not do this with a D8, right? Do I have anything close to hand? Oh, boy. I don't think I have a D8 in here. Got some D6s. Wait. No, that won't work. Okay. Well, I'll do a random thing. It's fine. We'll do a randomizer. Yeah, I think the number I'm seeing must be some kind of total viewers. Like I'm seeing an 11. Yeah. But at this point, I mean, I've given plenty of people to, you can comment. Nobody's commented, so dice. No, Chandler, I'm not going to, you don't get to roll it. This is all for me. So what I'm going to do, though, I think it'll be fair let's see, I'm going to pull this up. Random number generator. Okay, and so we're going to minimum 1, maximum 8, right? So now the number that's already on there doesn't count. But here's what I'm going to do so everybody can actually see. I'm going to pull the camera. Hopefully, I'm going to pull the camera. Okay. So the current number is not that one because that's just what popped up. Are you guys ready? We're going to roll a random number between 1 and 8. The winner who will get some kind of t-shirt code or something that we will work out. Here goes nothing. And the number is 5. Now, without changing anything, I'm going to go over to the spreadsheet. Number 5 it's not very clear, but that's Abby. Abby is number 5 and the winner of whatever the heck it happens to be. Awesome. Congratulations, Abby, on winning your first Fadó prize. Fadó prize. That's perfect. Also, this is my room, and there's my suit of armor over there. In case you guys want to see my suit of armor, I want to show off a little bit. That's the armor of Jauncey, the Needlessly Stern, my true dungeon alter ego. And, yeah. So, okay, here we go. Turning it back around. Hanging it up. And camera's being weird. All right, I can do this. I can do this. Wow, that was an adventure, wasn't it? Okay. Whew, I'm dizzy. Okay. Also, now you can actually see that's Michelle up there. It's a picture of Michelle. Very tiny. It's hard to do. Okay. Okay, yeah. Congratulations, Abby. You are the winner. A winner is you. Or be bonkers. Awesome. Well, cool. So Abby, I'll get in touch with you about the thing. Probably a shirt, right, or something. So we'll talk about that. But gosh, I think it is now 11:02. We have made it the whole 2 hours, and I didn't get bored once. I don't know about you guys, but I was entertained the entire time. And of course, this delay, I'll, if I do a sign off, it's going to be 30 seconds before anyone gets to say anything. Who's Michelle? Chandler. It's 2 L's, first of all. Yeah, so I'll sort of give some time here. But anybody else have any questions or any fun ideas or whatever? It's anyone? No? It has been fun. I have enjoyed myself immensely, and you guys have made it a real exciting time. So happy anniversary. Happy 1-year anniversary to Fadó, and many happy returns of the day, I hope. And yeah, it's going to be good. So like, I can't wait. So I want to get one of the pint glasses myself. I want to see what they look like in person. Yeah, Chandler knows Michelle with 2 L's, but Michelle with 1 L. Who in the world is that? Cool. So, all right, guys, it's been a really good time. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here, and I appreciate that, Abby. I don't know if I'm super entertaining, but at least we're here having a good time, and I'll do another one at some point. I appreciate you guys very much, and I hope that my little show and everything gives you a little bit of joy. And thanks for being Fadorks, and I will talk to you guys later, and enjoy the rest of your evenings wherever you are, and stay tuned for more Fadó. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you once upon a next time.